Today we have a story about old abandoned fire towers, hikes in Appalachia, some ghostly things happening, and some unfortunate events, which I feel are the perfect recipe for a Halloween time story. I was on a mission to get some postcards because my work had terrible postcards that were way outdated, and my employer was pretty happy about the prospect of me taking photos, and they had a pattern of taking creative arts and crafts from previous employees and selling them as goods, just as making the old employees suppliers of them. So I figured it would be a profitable endeavor, but it was a rocky road to do the photos that I wanted to do. Initially, I set out to go to a place called Weserbald. I got bad directions and ended up on Wyabald instead. Now, Wyabald is not a question, it's a place. That's a dumb joke, but I'm sticking with it. You'd think that it would be the right place given the sign. Now, that's a good sign if I've seen any sign. That's the sign, right? But it was the wrong place. Though, while I was up there, I got this gem of a clip. On this cloudy day, we're checking out the Waya Forest Fire Tower. Sorry, it's the Nantahala Forest, the Waya Bald Forest Fire Tower. Damn it. So I wasn't just lost, I was also pretty confused, obviously, about where I was. And I ended up at this beautiful spot, which I think is perfect for a Halloween setting, even though it's, before fall really hit when I went up there. It had the beautiful fog rolling in, kind of like today, you guys see behind me. And it had nice stone works. There was actually one other person there, and he was kind enough to show me his gun. And it was in a friendly way, obviously. He called it his noisemaker, and I was just telling him to be careful about bears. And he was like, "Oh, I got this." And he pulls it out. So I'm happy for him. The next trip I took up, trying to get up to Weserbald, I was actually going the right way. I was heading towards Tellico Gap, but this time I got distracted by a rally of kayakers going down some pretty sick waterfalls after a dam release that normally you can't go down unless there is a dam release, and today was a special event for that. None of my coworkers had told me about it, but I got there just in time, and I actually saw one of my coworkers going down the falls, and I got this footage for him, which was pretty dope. But by the time I got to Tellico Gap and to this trailhead this time, I had to turn back because there was too many animals in the area. There was deer all over the place. I didn't want to be in the dark with deer. Deer can get spooked and they can mess you up if you're not prepared for it. And there was also the smell of bears in the area. So I kind of had to go I should probably go back and come back another day now that I know the spot. And that's where it got kind of crazy, because I went back another time, and once again, bear signs, signature scents, all this shit. Second time I had to turn back again. And the third day I went up there, it was completely clear. Not an animal, not a bird, nothing. It was just my echo. Kind of actually like this right now, except I'm good. But that should have been my first sign that something was wrong. There was actually a ton of frogs there as well, which, frogs aren't spooky, but I guess they can't run, can they? They're kind of just where they are. And then I started taking the old service road because the service road was the fastest way up. There's another path that's along the Appalachian Trail. Both technically are the Appalachian Trail. I just chose the old service road. And it was steep, overgrown. There was no way to get off the trail is what I'm trying to say, and that's important for later. A lot of weird sounds up here from weird creatures, most of them frogs, I think, because I keep seeing frogs. I don't know what they're doing all the way up here, but it's cool. Better than something else. So I get up to the top of the fire tower. Here's a clip about what I'm doing there. The wind's died down a bit on us, but I'm pretty sure over there is Andrews Valley, right where my finger was. And then I'm going to try to trace the Nantahala Gorge. That peak you see me tracing here, that's I'd like to say maybe south side of the gorge. Yeah, oh no, west, obviously. Sunset right there. Southwest side. And then the gorge kind of ends around there, and then it feeds into Fontana Lake. Let me point out where I'm living, actually. Let's see. I think it's somewhere right there. And then I parked right on the gap. It's called Tellico Gap between these two mountains, right in like the low point. And I am about to head back before I pee my pants because it's getting creepy. You know, it's cool and beautiful, but the thought of being out here alone in the dark is not nice, especially when this fire tower keeps shaking every time the wind blows. So normally the fire tower feels like a safe spot. I'm not comfortable. I'm not someone who's even afraid of heights. All right, catch you guys later. I got the photos I wanted up here, I hope. I don't usually look at them after. I'm probably gonna look at them and then just hightail it down the mountain. Cause it's gonna be, you can already see how dark that mountain is behind just the shadow of the clouds. Down there, it's gonna be pretty freaking dark. Especially in the woods with the trees and, you know, all the mountains shading me. It's basically gonna be nighttime out in there on my way back. You can kind of see how the lighting is dramatically different. And I'm up there and I see at that peak that you see below me, kind of near where I said I lived, someone shouts out there, they go, "Hey," like that, like not like an abrasive hey, but like, "Hey," kind of like a deep voice calling out to me. And I go, "Hello," you know, calling out back to them. And then I think it's cool, you know, it's just an Appalachian trail hiker. They see me, they say hi, and, you know, I say hi back. Anyway, I get my photos. I get the photo of the sunset over the gorge. Beautiful photo. Would have made a great postcard. Then as I'm going down, I have this rickety step that freaking betrays me. I'm almost down to the bottom of the fire tower, and this freaking board. Hear that? It gave me a heart attack, dude. I step on it, it moves, and I'm just, ah! I didn't scream, but, you know, I had to add a scream for dramatic effect because you can't see the expression on my face or the... Let's just keep it to the expression on my face. Once I'm at the bottom of the fire tower, I hear the hey again right down the trail from the opposite direction of where I came from. And I was kind of like, damn, that guy's fast. Like, maybe I just misheard it because, you know, mountains can be weird with how they handle sound sometimes. And I go, "Hello," and I kind of waited for a second to see if they showed up down the trail. And I didn't see them, and it was getting dark, and I was like not comfortable staying out there any longer because I didn't know if the bears would come out or anything like that. I didn't even know if there were bears in the area at the time, but you know, I didn't want to risk it in the dark. I didn't have a headlamp with me at the time. It was poor planning on my part. I just kind of winged it going there after work. I start going down the service road. The gravel on that road keeps you from going fast because it's these loose rocks that slip out and you kind of have to watch your step and you can't go off trail because it's overgrown. And I start hearing sticks breaking through the overgrowth. And I'm like, what's out there, you know? Because the only things that can break sticks are things, you know, human-sized and bigger. Because, you know, rabbits and squirrels, they don't break sticks. Frogs don't break sticks. So it's a way you can tell that something is large, you know, and it's out in the woods. I'm like, did that hiker go in the woods? And I hear the, hey, like that. And it's even closer. It's past the fire tower towards me at this point. And I go, hello. And I'm kind of a little freaked out, but I keep walking, just trying to get back to my car. And I'm a little on edge now because this person or thing is getting so close to me. And I hear it one more time. I hear, hey, like that. And I was like thinking maybe it's a bird or something, like some weird bird noise. And I don't know, like I can't think of a bird that makes a noise that deep, but I don't know. You know, in my mind, I'm like, are you a person? Because all they say is, hey. Anyway, I wait 5 seconds and I just like, okay, well, I guess I don't know what it is. And I figured I got trolled by like some animal, you know. And then after I keep going just through the growth, and I'm saying like it's pitch black dark now. I'm way late. I hear it again. I hear the hey like that just right through the woods, and I'm like, all right, I'm going quietly down the mountain now, because there's no way a hiker who's of sane mind is getting that fast from there to there and then through the woods in this overgrowth in the dark coming towards my voice. So I keep going and I hear it more. I keep hearing the hey, but it's getting further away. It's going back towards the fire tower. And I'm like, that's freaky because they're going back to the first place they saw me. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And then I get back to my car. I drive back and I immediately tell people at the place I was living. I call it hippie jail where I was living. It was staff housing. There's tons of hippies that lived there. People are already stoned and stuff. And they're giving me these stories. They're like, it's a skinwalker, dude. It's a skinwalker. I'm like, I don't care if it's a skinwalker. It could be a person, but whatever it was after me, and it freaked me out. It could be an animal for all I know. It could be some strange Appalachian creature. It could have been a hiker. There's houses near there. It could have been one of them. I don't know. And then I tell someone, I started telling people about it. I was like, it's my skinwalker story. People tell me ghost stories about when they went up there. They're like, we never go up there alone. I was like, well, thank you for letting me go up there alone. And I tell someone about the skinwalker and he tells me, we don't call it the skinwalker around here. I was like, oh, is there some name for it in this, in the Nantahala Gorge? And they go, we call it the flesh pedestrian. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. That's a funny joke. It got a good laugh out of me. But anyway, that's my skinwalker story. And I'm glad I got to tell you guys about it for my Halloween video in this spooky woods in the mountains. I'm actually back in the mountains now. I'm in an area that they've now fixed everything after Helene, and I'm happy to be back. But yeah, I think the scariest part of the story to me is that in the end, they never freaking bought my photos. They offered me $50 for all of them and the video package that I made from the people going down the river. And I was like, $50 for an order of postcards? Is that what you're saying? And they're like, $50 for the rights to the photos. And I was like, are you kidding me? So it wasn't even enough to pay for the amount of time I spent on these things. Anyway, if you want to see another video more about photography and where I'm in a place like this, I'm actually at another fire tower that's been repurposed as just a lookout tower. You can click it right here. I'll put it over here where the trail leads to. That way it's easy. It takes you right to it. But yeah, click that video. It's kind of a cloudy day like this where I had a change of plans and started talking about why I keep going to the same places to take the same photos in different conditions, and why you should too.